Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel on finding your path to your best emotional and physical health. Welcome back to today's topic is an extension of our series on attachment and how it affects relationships. So if you like what you hear, please feel free to share this with others and get this information out. We want as many people who need help in this area to see this information and get the help that they need, so please share this far and wide. Also, please download my 5 free tips, my little short videos on how to help achieve your best emotional and physical health. And please feel free, if you have questions, please ask them in the comment section. I'll get to them as soon as I can or answer them in a question and answer session later on down the road. So just let me know how I can help. So without further ado, let me get into today's topic. We're this is the introduction series, basically a little bit about the background of these different attachment disorders and what they look like and how they present in a mature relationship as an adult, so that way we can start working on some of the healing stuff in that as well. So I just want to talk about the ideal attachment style is the secure attachment style, and we're going to talk about in future videos about how to become more secure if you've got those issues from an attachment issue, either an anxious or avoidant or disorganized. So there are ways to become more secure, because ideally that means that the needs are met, right? So parents that help develop a secure attachment style, or if you've developed one as a kid, you had a parent that can kind of attune to both your need for autonomy and provide that as it comes, and then also the support and security when things maybe don't go right. That's crucial, the support and security when things are not really going well for people, because sometimes if you don't have that, that's when you are afraid to try new things or do the things that you want to do, or kind of learn and grow, because support and security is the way people feel safe to stretch their wings and do things, and that's essential, especially for kids, because kids explore their world and then return to a secure base. That's how it works. But the same is true for adults. So if we don't have healthy, supportive relationships, it's really, really hard to try new things and to express themselves and take risks in relationships or just in life in general. So having a healthy base of support, either in a partner or friends or something like that, is essential for our success as human beings. You know, when I take part in different kinds of group settings or even a therapeutic setting as a provider, I am always trying to provide that secure base of support for people to enact things in their lives. Sometimes they have a hard time even connecting to the therapist, even though we do all the things that we should do as a surrogate parent to a patient, but we still will have difficulty sometimes getting them to attach and try those new skills or things that we're trying to get them to do in the therapeutic realm. So let's talk real quick about what a secure person looks like. And so those are the ones that have a good connection to other people, and they don't easily get hurt or triggered by another person's emotional response, that they can kind of step back and see it and not take it personally. And that takes some practice, I think, to realize, okay, this person's having an emotional response and I'm not going to get defensive. It's really not about me, it's about them. So sometimes that can be a challenge, because people can push your buttons even on an extreme level. So for the most part, people that are pretty secure can do that and can realize that, okay, this is not my issue, this is theirs. And then they can speak to that and say, okay, what's really going on here? What do you need? What support are you looking for? What's the true issue? And then address it. That's difficult for a lot of people. They are afraid maybe to say really what's going on, or maybe they don't know. Sometimes they don't know if they tend to be a little anxious or a little avoidant, even especially if they're disorganized. They may have a hard time being in touch with their feelings and knowing what's going on inside them. So secure people also do a pretty good job with feedback, and they can receive feedback and be kind of mentally flexible. And that can be a challenge for people that don't have that secure base, or maybe have been criticized as kids. So hopefully they can do that and kind of accept some feedback. It may not feel very good, and maybe they don't really like it, and they may not agree with it, but that doesn't mean that they can't listen to it without really having an huge emotional response. They're going to have some emotional response, even the most secure people, but they're not necessarily going to take it out on the other person, or act out if they're told some feedback that they may or may not agree with. Usually secure people are effective communicators of their needs and wants, and sometimes we see that as a big challenge. If you think we're secure, but you're not quite as secure as we thought you were, because you have trouble expressing needs and wants. I have numerous patients that have difficulties expressing needs and wants because they either think they don't deserve them, or they have other issues, or they think that the partner isn't going to return them, or it's too burdensome, or something like that. I have all kinds of issues. But those are the ones that are not quite as secure. They may have some secure attachment features, but not quite as secure as we'd like them to be. So we work on increasing that security. The other ones also forgive easily. Secure people will tend to forgive easily, and especially small transgressions. That doesn't mean they can't reach their breaking point. A lot of the times, secure people will kind of be in a relationship with someone maybe who is anxious or avoidant, and the idea is that those will become more secure. But there are times when the constant needs when they don't seem to be becoming more secure, maybe because the person hasn't done the internal work or something like that, can be rather difficult for the secure person. Like an anxious person that is extremely needy can be a little bit of a challenge, because the reassurance doesn't work. The reassurance the secure person gives them doesn't work. And the avoidant person, if they avoid and don't try to at least make some connection, eventually the secure person may give up because their needs are not getting met, even when they try to discuss them. And then they're going to move on to somebody who can actually meet those needs for them. So the secure person kind of expresses those. Like I said, they are better at that than one of the non-securely attached people, and they may or may not stick with someone that is not quite as securely attached. They also tend to treat their partners with love and respect. Somebody that's securely attached, because they truly love them, and they want to give them, and they want to share their life with them, and they give stuff to them. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't be pushed to the point where they don't feel they can do that anymore. Everybody has a breaking point, but for the most part, they try to care for and support their partner. They also tend to view sex and emotional intimacy as one and the same, that those things are connected, that they can't just have sex or just have the emotional connection, that those need to be connected. For the most part, when they get that emotional connection, they then will want to physically share themselves with that person. So if they're a love partner. But even if they're not a love partner, there's still a physical connection that most people will try to do, like, they friends, like girlfriends that hug each other, or they want to provide that affection when they're connected to somebody, mostly through, of course, hugs and things like that, and support in that way. And then other forms of support that don't include physical touch, but that kind of emotional connection leads to those kinds of things. I have certain girlfriends in my life that I hug all the time, because that's the level of connection that we have. The other thing is that secure people will really enjoy that closeness, and they're not afraid of that, right? Because if they're avoidant, they would be afraid of that. If they were anxious, they sometimes can be afraid of the fact that it might fail and things like that. So, and that closeness is really okay with people that are secure. They like to be connected to others. So their goal, whether they know it or not, is they actually will make others more secure because of their security. So ideally, we want to increase that secure connection, secure and safe connection with other people. So that's all I have on this one. We'll get into more detail on some of the others in other videos. So please, if you have questions or you think you need to go over this on your own personal situation, please connect with me on the website, and we will do our best to get you the support that you need. Thanks and have a great day.